Hello guys, welcome to Sim UK. This is Medieval Kingdom Wars by Reverie World Studios. I've been given an early access key for this, and this is my very first look. I haven't seen anything from Reverie on Steam, and I'm not familiar with the company before today, but what they've released here is looking very good. I haven't loaded the game up or anything. I've literally just watched the promo on Steam and had a look at their information they're providing, and yeah, I'm excited by this. And looking at this initial loading screen here where I'm going to enter my name, it's shaping up very nicely indeed. So let's go ahead, enter my name, and let's see what this game is all about. What? No spaces allowed. God damn you. Sim King. Sim UK U King. Sim U King. Sim U King. Don't mess with Sim U King. Okay, early access launch this Friday. That's today, guys. This Friday afternoon, June the 9th, we are set to welcome players old and new to join us for the early access launch of Medieval Kingdom Wars. Looking forward to seeing a lot of our KW1 K2B players join us for the launch. KW1 K2B, not sure what that is. Our team will be in-game, I think there's supposed to be a 4 there. Our team will be in-game for the entire weekend to welcome the players and play skirmish matches without veterans. Meanwhile, we are updating the game several times a day. Current pre-alpha build 0.7 starts to introduce the very first elements of single-player campaign. Keep in mind, this is just the start over. In the next 48 hours, we'll be adding more and more features. Thank you for all your support. That does say thank you, by the way. No H. Thank you for all your support. And fingers. And fingers? Damn it, my recording software icon is here and I can't see what that says. I think that says fingers, but I'm sure it doesn't. Anyway, guys. This is Medieval Kingdom Wars. I'm proper excited to get into this. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking maybe the tutorial, maybe a campaign is too much and I don't think it's finished yet. Maybe just a skirmish. Let's go check out the options. Visual settings. Options. High. High is the highest. Okay. I always think, personally, this is just me, I'm a pedantic, awkward mofo. But I always think if it's the highest setting, it shouldn't be high, it should be highest. Just a little thing, you know, so that you don't have to click in and go, is there an ultra? You know, ultra works as well, but anyway. Point lights, fog, normal map textures, weather effects, blood and corpses. Oh, it's going to be bloody. This is going to be medieval bloody. Low res terrain, bloom, resolution. If you want to change the game resolution, you must do so outside of the game by going to the options that are available. That's interesting. That's fine, but I would expect to be told what my current resolution is. I'm guessing I'm running 1920 by 1080, but I don't know. It kind of looks like it is. It looks very smooth and neat and tidy. I'm really excited to get into this. I really am. Rotate minimap. Now, this is an age-old problem, isn't it? Should the map always retain north, south, east, west, or should it spin round the axis and just basically follow you? I'm going to leave it off because I believe maps should be north, south, east, west. Personally, just me. Display hotkeys, yes. AZERTY keyboard, no, that's not me. Chat size, English language. Auto scroll chat, yeah. Profanity filter, yes, I'll leave that on. Disable right click drag. We don't want to do that. Sound quality, highest. Now, what was I just saying up here? Come on, guys. Sound quality highest. Everything else should be highest. Anyway. Music volume and sound volume, 8 and 9. Looking pretty good. Options look fine to me. Okay, well then, is there any more news? Oh, there's loads of info. Loads of info. No, there's 2 pages. There's 2 pages of info. and actually it's the same info. So there's 2 pages with the same information on. The only thing is different is down here. It says, as always, thank you for all your support, or it says thank you for all your support. So you get to pick which one you like. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's actually get the game on. Right, well, I just attempted to move my recording overlay thing that's here to somewhere else so that I could read this stuff, but it's not moving, it stayed still. Interestingly, I'm showing here that we're running DX9 on this, which is interesting. It looks pretty good for a DX9. Lots of smoke and grungy dirtiness. Very good indeed. Let's go to the tutorial, I think. So what can I tell you about this game whilst it's loading? Well, this is set in the 100 Years' War, which is the 1400s, for those of you who don't know, and based in Europe. It's kind of an RTS simulation strategy game, but also survival. Oh, hang on.
In the year of our Lord 1336, a peaceful and prosperous Europe is about to be plunged into war. With the blessing of Pope Benedict XII, the great powers of England and France have sworn to join together in a crusade to the Holy Land. They have amassed armies, weapons, and warships, but now they stand with their knives poised at each other's throats. In violation of recent treaties, England has laid claim to vast tracts of land in France, owned long ago by their ruling family, the Plantagenets. King Edward III, who took power in 1330, conspires to make Anjou, Aquitaine, Brittany, Normandy, and Poitou vassals of England again, despite the French people and culture that have flourished there for so long. Meanwhile, a new dynasty has taken power in France, the House of Valois, and they will no longer tolerate English ambitions on the continent. Secretly absolved of his crusader's vow by the Pope in 1336, King Philip VI of France, first of the Valois, has ordered the fleet he built for the crusade to move from Marseille into the English Channel. Philip's claim to the French crown is weak. He acceded only after 3 cousins died, each ruling barely more than 2 years. Standing up to England will be his first real test, and he has begun by sending privateers to raid and harry the English coast. One of them, attempting to apprehend a French traitor in Dover, has gotten bogged down in a siege.
Well, that's an in-depth welcome and hello there. You could see that basically all of Europe is covered there, and very accurately covered too. The geography and the naming conventions, the details on the cities and size, very impressed.
Many ships in Philip's main fleet are commanded by minor nobles, eager to please the king, and some of them went ashore to join in the impromptu siege. Their plan is to capture the traitor Robert of Artois and drag him back to Paris. Though the attack is not sanctioned by the crown, surely the walls of Dover could be breached in the name of justice.
Okay, so this is where I think we're jumping in. Am I reading this, or are they going to read it? I think I'm reading this. Welcome, old friend. I am gladdened your landing went well. As thou canst see, we have a siege camp up and running. The captain who came ashore for supplies built it when he learned the traitor Robert of Artois was hiding in Dover. The English refused to surrender him, so we've made a show of force to help change their minds. We have built a palisade wall to cut the city off from all assistance, and they grow weaker daily as their rations dwindle. Art thou ready to join in an attack? What did you think of that? Nice? Let me tell you a little bit about the game, what I know of the game, because this is totally my first look. So this is an RTS game. I suppose on the basis of what I've seen so far and what I know about the game, the closest game I can link it to really is Rome Total War. Not Rome 2 so much. I've got both games, but you know, I didn't like Rome 2 very much at all. I didn't like the UI, the controls. It just it didn't have a good start, did it? It lost my favour. But Rome 1, still one of my favourite games ever, and I think this has the potential to take that crown and run with it. I'm so excited to get into this game, I cannot begin to tell you. So it's RTS, it's simulation, it's accurate simulation, historically accurate, it's a strategy based game, and it's also survival based. There is so much in this title. It's single player, you can play co-op, you can play online co-op, you can play online multiplayer, and there's an exacerbating campaign apparently. Not quite ready to run yet, but it's looking good. The map, as you've seen, is huge and it's dynamic. It runs in real time, so anything that you do in the game will appear on the map. So it's a living, breathing, changing, growing map. Absolutely sensational. That's something that Rome certainly never really had. There's a unique building approach which I'll hopefully show you later. Normally you have sort of buildings that you can build, and off that you build other things and so on and so forth. It's similar, I suppose, except in this game they're utilising advisors, so there's a human element to it, is what they're proposing here. It's all about sieges. This is medieval times. It's all about sieges and cooperative battles. You must have heard, learning about European history, that different factions come together to take on the French, for example, and so on and so forth, and that's exactly what's required here. It could change the face of a battle in a day. But interestingly, your citizens can also turn on you. The AI's allegiance to you is only as good as your ability to rule, lead and protect them. In addition to that, all of these cities have local gangs, and they also need to be dealt with. In critical situations, it is highly plausible and highly possible that, should the French sort of try and lay siege to your city, if the people inside are not happy, they'll open the bloody doors and let them in. This game is serious. Obviously there's resource management. I think there's 17 items or something along those lines, and if you're under siege you could end up stripping your own buildings down in order to gather enough resources to keep fighting the French. In addition to that, the map is seasonal. It changes throughout the seasons. I'm not sure if there's a night and day cycle. I haven't seen any evidence of that, but I guess when we get into it properly we'll see if that's something involved in the game as well. And as this guy has just explained to us, there are also siege camps which allow you to create and train units away from your home base. And I suppose finally the last thing to point out before we start playing is that should you be overseas laying siege on a city such as this, your home counties are still liable to be attacked, whether you're ready for it or not. So this is going to be some serious gameplay. I'd love to get some Let's Play on this, so let me know in the comments section after you've watched this video if you think that would be something you'd like to watch, and we'll start ASA. But let's get on with this. What have we got here? Ready and willing, but are we right in doing this? What about people of Dover? I don't like this. What more canst thou tell me about the siege? Let's do that. As it happens, this enterprise hath not been sanctioned by the king, so we shall try and spill as little blood as possible. Now let us be about the matter. Numerous young adventurers have joined our camp, and though we are strong enough to take Dover, 'tis best it not come to that. We only want them to surrender the fugitive, Artois. We'll mount an assault, take the front gate, and mayhap seize the inner yard. Surely then these English dogs will have the sense to yield him up. So, yeah, that sounds really non-violent, what you just suggested there. Okay, let us hope thou art right and they surrender at once. Surrender? I hope not. I came for fighting and looting. Art thou mad, sir? Our force will never take that fort so easy. Let's have a look at the fort. Wish I could... Can I move this? No. Look at the fort. Look at the detail on this. Wow. Wow, this thing is huge. My word. I assume you can zoom right in on this stuff. Yes, you can. Wow. Look how cool this is. A working, breathing city. This looks so authentic. This is way more detailed than Rome Total War was. And so it should be. Is that blood? Oh my gosh, look at this. Blood and gore. What are these people doing here? Nobody going to clear these dead people away? It's like there's some sort of battle going on at the moment. Okay, so I have completely lost my base. Where's my base? Or is this my base? I don't know. Let's see. We do not attack alone, my friend. You and I are but one army in this gathering storm. Many other nobles have landed their forces as well, hoping to unleash their own dogs of war. Now I fear they may attack without us. Mayhap thou wouldst care to assess the camp before we initiate our own assault. If thou art new to this, thou shouldst learn the manner in which our gaze travels from here to there, taking in the whole map as though from the vantage of an eagle. Wow! I'm going to be speaking like that. I can tell. Within a week, everything I say, would thouest like a cup of coffee, dearest? Something like that. Yeah. Tell me. I know nothing here, buddy. To move the camera, press the right mouse button and move the mouse. You can also use the arrow keys or wizard. Okay. That's very good. That works very well. Look at these guys. It's getting maimed down there. I've got to say the living troops are... The living troops are fairly authentic. How do I spin round? Oh, there we go. Goodness me. Took forever for this next menu to come up. I see many of our hot-headed lords do chaff eager for the enemy. Then let us commence before the flood sweeps us on against our will. Whew, this is tough. First we must capture the palisade defence that guards access to the bridge. Quickly, then deploy thy forces and dislodge the defenders. Use thy battering ram to break the gates. Get thy escalades into the palisade walls and cover thine archers with mantlets. Art confused by this? Perhaps I might explain more. Yes, my head is banging. Indeed, tell me I could use thy counsel. Nay, I was born to fight. Let's do it. Yeah, give me a heads up, buddy. Use the left mouse button to select units.
My lord needs Vougiers.
To select multiple units, click anywhere with the left mouse button and move the mouse to draw a square.
Vougiers await your orders.
Okay, that's not working.
My lord needs Vougiers. Vougiers await your orders.
I think that would probably normally work, but maybe in the tutorial I'm just restricted to just one unit, which is probably a good thing because I haven't a clue what I'm doing. Use the right mouse button to order selected units to move to a location or attack. Double bugger me, that disappeared rather quickly.
Move as commanded, men.
Hopefully you guys got to read what that says. If not, just rewind it and then you'll be ahead of me. Task onto a gate. My god, they've got to go up this hill. They have got no chance. Right, so I right-clicked on that.
Ram standing by.
Needed to right-click on the ram. Got you, look at that. And then left-click or right-click? Let me try...
Vougers await your orders.
Let me try that. Okay, right. So I've left-click. If you left-click on the gate, it tells you how much health it has left before it gets destroyed. Where the hell are my guys now?
Stand ready, men.
Right, so
My
these
lord
guys...
needs Vougers.
Ready to smash 'em, sir. Ram standing by.
Ready to
Ready to smash 'em, sir.
Right, I think I have all of them now.
Get the ram over here.
The voices are very interesting. So I can move the ram forward. That seems to be working. But to ram it, I'm struggling to...
Ram into position.
I'm struggling to get that to work properly. Oh, my men disappeared for a moment there. So, let's see how this is going. So these hills appear to be no problem whatsoever. That's interesting. I thought I was going to have to weave my way up here, but no, just drive straight in apparently.
Ram standing by.
Battle comes unbidden.
Stand ready, men.
Okay, first
My lord
issue.
needs Vougers.
First issue is... Right, I've double clicked.
Ready to smash 'em, sir.
There we go, double click. Double click with the right mouse button to do that. Considering we're supposed to be attacking with these other men, we appear to be kind of a lone force here, taking the full brunt of these archers. And once we get inside, I guess we'll be fending off everybody. I mean, this must just be a bloodbath.
O war, thou son of hell.
Halfway there, guys. Halfway there. Don't forget, this is early access. Anything you see here is subject to change.
My lord needs
it looks like
Vougers.
it looks like they've
Move as
destroyed.
commanded, men. Vougers await your orders.
Looks like they've
Vougers
destroyed my
will
bloody
obey.
ram.
Move as commanded, men.
Get the ram over here.
Right, so we have another ram.
Gathering up.
I don't know who's controlling that ram. I'm a bit confused. Do I have control of all these
My lord
units?
needs
I do now.
Vougers. Move as commanded, men.
Right. What other units do I have? None.
Vougers await your
Do I have any
orders.
archers? Sorry, it
Bowmen
wasn't clear
stand
to me that this was all my stuff, to be honest with you. We'll try again.
Stand ready, men.
So, we don't have any archers there.
Ready to siege.
A belfry. Oh, yes, I love belfries. Come on, then. Ah, these are archers. Good. Yeah, give these guys a good kicking. The gates are open, lads.
Strong men with heavy oak.
I'm not sure what the dots and spots are that are appearing. Interesting. Just let our archers work on those guys a bit, and then I'll bring these chaps
My
in.
lord needs Vougers.
We are attacked.
Elite pipe.
Attack?
Sound
Oh, crikey.
rolls away. My soul's in arms and eager for the fray.
Take out these guys quickly. Let's get in nice and close on the battle and see how that looks. The WASD is a bit aggressive once you get in close. So, yeah,
My
okay.
lord needs Vougers. Elite pikes. Do as you are ordered. Vougers will deliver death.
Capture the palisade keep. Right. Let's do that.
The enemy has attacked. Marry, they will not die well in this.
Wow, that's going to take quite a long time to take, I think. In the meantime, my boys are getting a right good kick in, so...
Release your arrows, lads.
Maybe, I think there's like a unit in here, it looks like. Not a trebuchet, but I can't quite get the camera into position. It looks like there's something there, I can't really tell what though.
Bowmen, stand ready. Lord, we move.
I am struggling a little bit with the controls, but that's probably as much me as anything else. What's going on now? Now the enemy doth regroup along their battlements and marry by the mass. They call us not for negotiations, stubborn dogs. Let us dig in then, and show them we mean business. We shall expand our siege camp so that we may muster additional forces, and since a direct attack on that narrow bridge would be suicide, we will construct trebuchets to bombard the main gatehouse first. Good idea. Looks like we're here for a while, cursed business. I warned you we'd get bogged down in this siege. Surely there's some way to hurry matters along. Ooh, a secret third alternative. What's this? Trust me, complaints can be heard all throughout the camp. None of us wanted this, but here we are, and we must sort out matters as best we can. Trees must be cut down for timber, mines will be needed, perhaps we should loot corpses and slaughter livestock as well, then finish the palisade walls, construct the buildings we need, and start training troops. It's our first siege together, old friend, so I have to ask, do you need my advice on any of this? No need, my good man, I'll manage fine. Or... I would most heartily appreciate it. I think that's where we're going. Because I really don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know why we're here. Why has the camera moved here? First, we'll need resources. Select your serfs and order them to chop down wood, loot fallen corpses, and slaughter pigs. Is that these guys? No. Okay.
Lord, what do you need?
So this is a serf. Servant. Of course. Servant. Right, so loot corpses.
This ain't right.
This ain't right. I like the voices. Actually, let's start with some trees, lads.
Get chopping on those trees.
Get chopping on those trees, lads. Get chopping on those trees. So there seem to be two teams here, so I'm going to get this team on this tree and this team on this tree.
Swing those axes, fellas.
I would be wrong then.
For sure, my lord.
Yes, there are two teams. If you double click, it seems that you pick everybody of the same unit type. What have we got here? Destroy unit, task, worker, build goblin tent, stop, and stance. Okay, so let's press T. Oh, there are a lot of things to pick from. X will close the menu. What's this then? There's no information there. Early access, of course, guys. Early access. Task to stone mines. Workers will mine stone from a nearby stone mine. Task to gold mines. Sorry, in my head that should be tasked to mine gold, not tasked to gold mines. But I kind of understand what they're saying. Workers will mine gold from a nearby gold mine. Task to wood. Task to plant gathering workers will gather food from fields and berry bushes. Obviously, feeding your troops is very important, as is paying them. Task to livestock workers will slaughter and gather food from livestock animals that are ready for slaughter. Right, okay, well we got some wood. And they seem to be... I do not know what they're doing. The camera scroll thing is a bit aggressive.
We'll get it done. Of course, your worship.
Bit aggressive. Right. So let's task them with this then.
Meat for my lord's table.
Meat from my lord's table. They are literally slaughtering those pigs. Or, well, they slaughtered one. Ah, now they're cutting it up. Yeah, this is quite detailed. There's a lot going on here. What's this building? We don't have space for our soldiers to rest. We need more housing. Use the serf to create additional army tents. Press the build tent button on the serf and then place these tents on the ground. Hold shift to place multiple houses. Mouse wheel to rotate. Right, okay. Let's grab some serfs then. Take half. Build a goblin tent.
Carving out some stone here. Carving out some stone here.
Did that wrong. Press shift.
Carving out some stone
There we
here.
go. Multiple builds.
Carving out some stone here.
So hopefully that's enough. How do I get this off now? Oh man. So yeah guys, the game did crash there. I think it had something to do with holding down shift whilst placing items. Without knowing anything about the game or what have you, it's quite possible that because if you press and hold shift, I think that brings up sticky keys on Windows, and maybe there's a conflict there that they need to address. But I thought whilst the game's crashed out, let's go and have a look at the options that are available outside. And you can see here that actually I was just running 1024 by 768. So let's change this then to 1920 by 1080. And what's this? Fix mouse in Windows large icon font mode. Warning, this inhibits mouse performance in Windows normal size mode. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. So that's running in windowed mode. So if I turn that off, is that then full screen? Let's leave it in windowed mode for now. I'll come back to that at a later date. So guys, in addition to everything that I've said before, there's also a level editor of some sort. I'm not entirely sure what that would be. As it's early access, I suspect that might not be fully completed. Let's see if this game looks and runs any better. It still looks good. Just as good. No better, per se. Now, am I going to have to do all this again? I do hope not. It is early access thing, you know, beta crashes and stuff. It's quite expected.
In the year of our Lord.
Thankfully, you can skip that. Otherwise, I'll be here all day. I think I might ditch the music. Ah, well, the sea detail, I think, has improved. Yes, we need not know nothing. Right, let's do this again. To move the camera, press the right mouse button or WASD. That works fine. That works fine. Move on, sir. Move on to the next thing of knowingness. To zoom in and out, scroll the mouse wheel or use the R and F keys. I missed that last time. Here's our enemy. To rotate the camera, press the middle mouse button and move the mouse, or use Q and E. Okie dokes. It seems fine. Tell me about our men. Use the left mouse button to select units. To select multiple units, click anywhere with the left mouse button and move the mouse to draw a square. Right, now this is where we had the issue before. I cannot select these guys. So I guess until I've attacked that gate, they're not going to be available to me, which is fine. Use the right mouse button to order selected units to move to a location or attack. Double right click to issue a run command. Keep in mind, running consumes stamina. Okay.
Vougers await your orders.
So
Bowman,
Okay,
stand
now they're available.
ready.
Right.
Bowman, stand ready.
Protects from arrows. Interesting. How do we move this then?
Haul them over there, boys.
Haul them over there, boys. Are they the least Frenchy sounding Frenchies you've ever heard, lads? Right. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring this down here.
On the move.
Something like that. Maybe even
Haul 'em
here.
over there, boys.
And then we've got some archers.
We'll wait our orders.
That's a bowman, yeah. Or a bowman. So we've got ourselves this bit of protection.
They're doing it.
I'm going to try and do this a bit more tactically this time. Now, because... Well, look, they're all dead already. What's this? Bits of wood falling down. Oh, we're definitely doing better. We've got ourselves some protection. Oh, this is far better. Far better than our first attempt.
Ram standing by.
Now, the first time I did
All
this,
men with heavy oak.
I thought I had to put the
Stand
guys
ready, men.
on the ram to be able to push it, but
Ready
it
to
turns
smash
out
'em, sir.
the ram is its own unit and can just quite happily meander
Ram
about,
over here.
more or less undeterred, I'd say.
Ready to siege.
Right, I'm going to roll this big boy up because I'd like to see what that can do. Keep the rest of our units back for now. What have
My
we got
lord
here?
needs Vougiers.
Vougier.
My lord needs Vougiers.
Vougier. You can go over there with the other
Move as
Vougiers.
commanded, men.
Bowman.
We'll wait
Bowman.
our orders.
Oh, what's this? Just horses. And I saw there for a moment, look,
Arrows, men.
you can actually kill the horse. Let's see if you can...
Archers are doing it.
The archers are doing it. What are you doing?
Lord, we move. Bowman, move it. Archers are doing it.
Okay, I'm going to try one more time to kill this horse.
Bowman, move it.
No, okay, you can't kill horses. I thought you could for a moment. Not sure why the bow and arrow is popping up there,
Ram standing
but
by.
anyway. So the ram's in action. I think all their men are dead. So this is pretty easy stuff. What I might do
Ready to help me, Lord.
is just bring this up
Shelter's
here.
on the way.
And the archers too.
Arrows, men.
Now, the
We hear and obey.
belfry is ready. So let's send a couple of guys up.
Vougiers await your orders.
Okay, so you can't do it like that. You have to drag
Troops are
and
attacked, your grace.
drag and
O
click.
war, thou son of hell.
Men. Vougiers will obey.
Now, I'm looking forward to seeing them actually do something quite realistic here, but we'll see. What I'd love to see is if they could actually climb the ladders inside. But we'll see how that works out. We're nearly through the gate, so if these guys could just hurry up, that would be great. That doesn't look like running
Stand
to me.
ready, men.
And I'm pretty sure I sent 2 units to that,
My lord needs
but only
Vougiers.
one seems to have applied
Vougiers
based
will
on my
obey.
action. Right, go upstairs then.
Elite pikes. Do as you are ordered.
Are they going up?
Siege tower, ready.
We are
Oh,
attacked. The trumpet
that's not what I
sounds.
wanted.
Horse away.
Come
My
back.
soul's in arms and eager for the fray.
Maybe he needs to go here.
Put your backs into it.
So we're kind of just testing at the moment, guys. We're just kind of testing.
Shelter is on the way.
So that even though the shelter's bigger than the gap, it goes through okay.
Lord, we move.
So in terms of realistic physics, maybe it's lacking a tad, but I don't know.
We hear and obey. Engage tower.
Yes, engage the tower.
Advance.
Ah, there we go. The door
Vougiers
drops
await
down.
your orders.
And are they going to go up? They are going up. Now, unfortunately, they just morph in the bottom and appear at the top. But I suppose that's not the end of the world, is it?
Stand ready, men.
take that building, and then we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So that was far more controlled that time than the first time round. Worked pretty well. I felt like I kind of understood things a bit better and I wasn't so flappy. Now the enemy doth regroup along their battlements and marry by the mass. They'll call us for not for negotiations, stubborn dogs. Let us dig in, then we'll show them we mean business. Yep. Looks like we're here for a while. Cursed battle. Trust me, complaints can be heard. Yes. Yes. Right. So we're kind of back to where we were. Though I'm not sure why the camera's taking us all the way down there. First we'll need resources. Select your serfs and order them to chop down wood.
Lord, what do you need?
I need some blinking wood, lads. Get on it.
Chopping on those trees.
You get chopping on those trees. Slaughter some pigs. So we can do that over here. Task a worker with livestock.
My lord, some of thy workers need to be given jobs.
There we go. So the idle icon that was here has now vanished. And away they go. They're off doing their thing. These guys are slaughtering animals. Oh, what? Okay guys, so this game's crashed on me twice. This kind of thing is expected in early access beta releases, I guess. I'm just going to make some changes here. Where's the music? It was good to start with, but it started sort of dragging on me a bit there, I have to say. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that it's kind of low and boomy a lot. So, okay, the tutorial appears to be a bit buggy, a bit broken, so every time I try to do that same bit, the game crashes. I can't see a way past that, so I'm thinking let's just have a little skirmish and just see what we can do. Kingdom of France, Kingdom of Castile, let's get rid of the chat bar. Kingdom of England or the Holy Roman Empire. So these are your three countries that you can pick from. I'm going to go England. I'm going to go France. So France is the only one you can pick at present. New game. Before starting the battle, it's a good idea to drop by the tech and cards menu and use your crafting materials to craft new buildings, units and abilities to use in battle. Okay, so there's different maps. There's Dover, there's Orléans, there's Paris, there's Randon. Sorry, that was a joke in case you thought I thought that was a French town. Let's go with Dover. That seems pretty good. Battle name Sim UK Test 1. Let's try it. Player 1 is that. I think we'll just go with... I don't want to overload it. Should we defend or attack? Let's defend, because we just did some attacking. What colour should we be? I want to be yellow. Yellow bellied. Anyway. Defenders. They can't both be defenders. Oh, hang on. The way I've got this set up, there's two attackers here, which is player 3 and player 4. But, according to this... we'll have one easy and one random. So I don't know how difficult it's going to be. They're going to be red and orange. We're going to be yellow and cyan. That should keep us equally... equally sort of obvious to each other. Goodness me. Total annihilation, casualties of war, resources low, season random, friends only, whatever, I don't care who plays. Let's start a new game, see if this works. So I think it's got some promise. It's quite different. I'm sure I turned that music off. It's quite different than other games I've played. I mean, there's a lot of similarities to the RTS genre, but yeah, I think it's got some serious potential. Interesting that they're running DX9 though. So it's all AI players. There'll be no chat in this game. I'm yellow, so
here, looking for trouble.
here are my serfs.
Get
Let's hope I
chopping
can
on those
chop some
trees.
trees without it all going terribly wrong. What was that noise? Oh, that was my Echo Dot being a pillock. Right, so they took a bit of maybe sort of 5 seconds there to figure out what they were doing, and now they're presumably slaughtering a chicken. That's what that looks like. So good. How do I get off that though? Escape. Right, press escape and that brings me back to this menu. So down here in the bottom right hand corner is my map. Still my icon for my recording software is here. I put it up here but it's not changed. What's this thing? Nothing apparently. Menu, cinematic. For a screenshot, I guess. Let's try that. Let's so the camera's a bit limited. I think you need to be able to come a little bit lower down. That's not enough camera angle to play with. It's almost pointless having that because you can't look out into the distance using that camera angle. So I don't know. I'm not taken with that. They need to give us a bit more camera angle, I think. I mean, everything else is fine, but the up and down camera angle is a bit shallow in terms of
Hunters are here for
variety.
the game, Lord.
What are we doing? Are we defending or attacking? I love the map layout. It's really, really good. How do you get into that centre area? Just this small bridge here, look. Let's get out of this cinematic thing a second. So, our enemies are over this way. Which way am I looking? That way. Okay. So these are our enemies here. There's not that many of them, to be fair. I can't see any units. It's weird. I can't see any military units at all. Just a few ramshackled old buildings. Militia, okay. Oh, there's some guys.
Trouble.
Maybe it's fog of war. So there, it looks like they're gathering resources. So no doubt they'll be looking to put an army together. This looks fairly impenetrable down this side. Maybe they can come up here to the fence, the palistrades. Overall though, I'm suspecting an attack down this middle section here. We do need to get some defences together. Now I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that because the tutorial's broken, but we'll have a little go. If I could find somebody. Well, it's going to be the next problem, is how do you find... Oh wow, this is slow-mo. Maybe useful for in the battle. Interesting. They're super bright, aren't they? Now, my guys are yellow. What? What? I've been defeated? How have I been defeated? How was I defeated? When did that happen? Because I'm player 1. So how was I defeated? Where are my guys? How did my guys die? We got 0 resource. What the bloody hell's happened there then? Right, so although I can select my teammates' units, I can't actually do anything with them, which makes sense. But all my guys are dead. Everybody died. I've absolutely no idea why.
Will serve the realm.
Absolutely no idea why. Now we're just spectators. Yeah, this camera is too restrictive, definitely. And yeah, you can't see anything over here because of the fog of war. Okay, well,
Hunters are here for the game, my lord.
let's take this opportunity to. I do find it interesting, actually, that for early access they've only allowed you the option of playing as France, yet all of the voices seem predominantly Irish or Welsh or Scottish. Anything but French, to be honest with you. But let's have a little look around the town. Look at the detail here. We've got this lone guy who isn't really a lone guy. He's presumably part of a team. That being said, I can't see any team. This might look like a trebuchet, but I think actually it's just a winch, which must be associated to this building that's being built here. None of this is being done by me, obviously, because I'm dead and gone. The detail on the houses is quite nice. There's quite a bit of variety. Got some nice laundry hanging up. The audio's very nice. The potential's good.
Our blades will serve the realm.
Graphics are interesting. It's very much DX9. You can really see it in the characters. Although it is much better than Rome, I think. I think it's better than Rome. It's been a long time since I played. There's a lot of similarities to it, I think. But what's this building? Barracks. Excellent. So I didn't really get to show you anything in this first look review, but which is annoying as heck. But this is what the first look I'm not sure if that's bees or something else. Sewage pipe there. Oh, I wonder if you could sneak in there, and I wonder if that comes out somewhere inside, because obviously that's a realistic, genuine medieval military tactic. And there's another one here. Do you know what? I rather suspect you could. I don't see any. There's another one there. There's quite a few of them. I don't see any definitive confirmation that that's a possibility, but they are hot on realism. So there's a jolly good chance that that will be the case. So anyway, guys, sorry I couldn't really show you very much today. In the next couple of days, I'm sure there'll be patches and updates released and such, but it just keeps crashing on me all the time. So I can't seem to do anything. I've no idea how all my people died. It's a bit of a learning curve. So I'm going to go away and do some learning, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can with some actual game footage. And hopefully they'll sort this camera out. It's a bit. I need to turn edge scrolling off, because you try and spin the camera, you just get to the edge and then you're off. Oh, they're having a battle. Let's try and watch it. You can see these dots. I assume they're health damage. They're through the first gate. Wow, they've sprung a surprise attack on us here. But they're going to struggle to get through this very thin gate here. One thing I would note... Oh, goodness me, the camera is a bit of a pain. One thing I would note that's interesting is there's a lot of space either side. So they're only going too deep. Interestingly, the attackers can come down the outside. But... not entirely sure if you can set these units into different formations. You'd think you'd block the whole width of the bridge there, so that's something to look at in the future. Pardon me. Looks like arrows are actually getting stuck in the air as opposed to hitting the ground. So obviously some work to be done, but that's okay. Early access and what have you. Definitely this camera needs sorting out. So in terms of... See, look at that. I cannot get centralised. I cannot get centralised on that bridge. The camera will only jump this far to the right or this far to the left. There's no way of... Even with the mouse, it seems... It's a bit tricky. The blood animation is... It's like a haze of blood. Now, it looks to me like this gate is down and it's staying down. So I think these guys' fate has already been sealed. Whoops. This random guy with his legs stuck in there. You can see the arrows are just appearing all over the place. I can't get the camera down enough to really show you that they're floating in the air, but you can see, here's one, and they slowly vanish. Oh look, wildlife. That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. So yeah, some issues. I think these are dead people in various stages of death. Oh dear. I mean, I don't want to be critical of this game because it is in early access, but I'm seeing some worrying things at the moment. Huge amounts of potential, but a lot of work to be done, I think. The archers here. Oh, goodness me, the camera is a pain in the ass. Now, let me just... Oh, where are these guys going? With their ladder. Yeah, you need a longer ladder, guys. That ladder's not going to do it. What are these idiots doing? The gate is open. Oh, here come the reinforcements. And these guys are just getting slaughtered up here. And this guy doesn't even have a bow and arrow, so why on earth he's positioned there, I do not know. I mean, do you know, there are good bits and there are bad bits. And I'm kind of in between at the moment on whether I like it or whether I don't. The camera is definitely a hindrance. Can I just... Let me just see if I can turn off... the ability to scroll like this. I don't need that, and it's really not helping me, but it looks like I can't turn that off, which is a bit of a pain. I'd like to be able to do that. Okay, let's sort of fast forward to the enemy pushing their way through the... Oh, flipping camera. The enemy pushing their way through the gate. As soon as they get through here, we'll see what happens. I have to say though, it looks like my teammates have had it. And Lord knows what happened to my guys. All I asked them to do was chop down a tree and harvest some meat. Next thing I know, they're dead. So you see this kind of red haze, rather. That's blood. You can see the arrows flying in and sort of sticking everywhere. Looks like they're through the gate. Can't get the camera down low enough to confirm that. And I can zoom in, and that's about the best I can do there. Yep, that villager just casually walking through them. He's slain, obviously. So, I don't know, it seems like, unlike Rome, they're not really having a battle. I mean, you see this guy is just walking through the middle of these archers, casually swiping his sword at nothing. This guy's just stood there, not even attacking. I don't know what he's doing there. I mean, give them their due. Maybe they've been I mean, it seems to me that they've been focusing on the map and the UI, perhaps, and the complexity of the campaign. That kind of area of the title, which is good. But I was expecting more from the fight dynamics. Undoubtedly, what are these guys doing down here? Undoubtedly, there's work to be done. I think these are our last 5 archers. Oh no, there's another crew over here. I mean, the internal city walls are spectacular. They look gorgeous. But it just feels a bit detached and dated at this stage. It is early access, so rather than being critical, I'm just observing what I'm seeing, and this is what I'm seeing. So yep. Okay, so I mean, they're just going straight through each other. I don't know whether that will change in time, but you would hope that units have a physical presence on a bridge like that. And that to move a unit through, you would have to either push through, because in Rome Total War, if you pushed a unit through over existing units, they would in turn kill your own units by proxy of driving straight through them. So I mean, there is that. And obviously we've got, like, I don't know, maybe 100 or so guys firing arrows over the top. But what are they firing at? There's nobody there. So the AI intelligence is a little disappointing. I mean, other than these guys, who are literally just... I don't know what he's doing. These guys should be running off in panic, not just casually walking through the corpses. It is early access, so I have to bear that in mind, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's important to note that it is early access. See, now it looks like the red team are just dropping arrows on their own players. Fog of war is kicking in. We're starting to lose visual on these guys. So anyway, first look, review, analysis. The ambience, audio, visual, pretty good. Running DX9, not DX11, but it looks appealing. Performance, I mean, I'm running at 51 FPS. It's a little bit jittery. It was just dropped down to 37. As soon as there's any kind of battle going on, it's 30 odd. See, now look, where did that go? Well, let's see if that happens again. Look. It's early access, I know, so there are going to be bugs, but what happens when he gets to the gate? Disappears. I don't say, I mean, you guys have seen me play lots and lots of games that are in early access or not quite released, you know, but maybe that's Fog of War then. Maybe it's the Fog of War that made them disappear there, I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to reappear over here somewhere in a moment. Let's just see if I can turn off fog. Did that work? Turn off fog. So fog's off, but I still can't see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it didn't disappear as I thought it did. Oh wow. FPS is taking a hit now. 17 FPS. Yeah. Okay, we're starting to see some issues with the game. It's getting a bit jumpy, a bit glitchy. The camera angle I don't like at all. You can't turn off side screen scrolling. The camera's abysmal. That's a definitive conclusion. FPS is struggling. It is early access. It is early access. You know, the whole point of games like this coming out in early access is to highlight these issues so that the developers know where to prioritize their time and their next lot of updates. Sometimes they ignore the reviews and the feedback they get. I'm very much hoping that's not the case here, because although this hasn't been the best first look review, I'm still very hopeful for this game. But a lot more work is required. Definitely. Definitely need some TLC. See, I've turned fog off, but it's still on. But early access, yeah, okay, I get it. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it there, because it's starting to get really glitchy and laggy, and it's already crashed on me a whole bunch of times, and I think another crash is just imminent. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed at least this first look review, and as updates are released and hopefully improvements are applied, I will come back and revisit this game and let you know on how it's progressing. So until then, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. I hate this flipping scroll bar. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.
Bougiers are present.